You ready to do this?
Yeah.
It is the Height Differential. We're back. That's the 6'6" Neil. He's laughing over there. I'm the 4'10" Nick. What are we gonna talk about, Neil? I always intro. I'll let you do the intro. What are we gonna talk about today?
I mean, there's a lot of things we could talk about, but I mean, we're in the midst of the college football playoff, and coming down to the championship game on Monday night. So definitely got to talk some college football. I mean, the NFL playoffs started. Get into that. A little wild card weekend. 3, 4. We have 4 really good games.
Yeah,
and a really
the
bad
one
game.
I said was going to be an upset was not the good game.
4 really good games and a really bad game along the way there. And then I don't know what's going on tonight. 3-0 early in the Pittsburgh game. But a lot of football to talk about. Some college hoops. Brooks Koepka's back in PGA Tour, and I don't know. You sent me some wild story about some dude not using soap. So
Yeah,
we've got to talk about that as well.
We'll get into all that, but you started off with the college football playoff, and I think that's definitely a good place to start. Miami sneaks out a win over Ole Miss. A lot of people still saying there might have been a PI on that last play.
You're not getting that call.
And then Indiana just does what Indiana does and just puts it on Oregon. Let's start with the Miami game. What was your takeaway with the Hurricanes getting the win and advancing into the national title?
That was a fantastic football game. I mean, we joked about it. What we say that, you have to score 20 points to win. Miami's putting up 31.
Yeah.
31 points. All offensive points as well. So not even a defensive score. But a great football game. Fourth quarter, I think there was 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, all in the last 7 minutes. I was just kept waiting for the Miami offense to mess up or Carson Beck to throw that pick, and he never did. He played a good game, controlled the offense, didn't turn the ball over, drove him down the field, and scored that touchdown with 18 seconds left to get that victory. But an absolutely fantastic football game on both sides of the ball. I think Ole Miss played well as well.
No, they both did. And my takeaway from this game is really if Trinidad Chambliss wasn't, I still think he was the best player in the field, and I think that's why this was as close a game as it was. But I mean, Miami just controlled the line of scrimmage, and it was like every single time they ran the ball, they were getting 5-6 yards. And Fletcher was just unstoppable running through the tackles, and I mean Malachi Tony, dude's 18 years old, and
he should be in high school. He should be a senior.
Yeah, and is just an incredible talent. And you're right, Carson Beck. He threw for 268 yards and didn't make mistakes late in the game when they needed him. And I mean, he looked like a guy that has been a part of championship teams. And I don't know if he's ready with the next step to beat IU, but he's seen people do it, and he's been on great teams. And I mean, he just doesn't make mistakes. He wins games.
Yeah, I mean, when it was, like I said, there was those 4 lead changes in the last 7 minutes, and Ole Miss kicked that field goal to take the lead with about right around 7 minutes left in the game, and Miami answers back with a 4-play, 75-yard drive in 1:56.
Yeah.
So they went boom, just scored like that. Ole Miss answers, and what's Miami do? They absolutely just wore Ole Miss down at the end. I mean, that last drive. Let's see here. I have the note. It was 15 plays, 75 yards. And at the end of the game, you can just look at it. Ole Miss was just gassed. I mean, the time of possession was 41 minutes for Miami, and Ole Miss was 18. So when your defense is on the field for 41 minutes, they're going to get worn down. And I think that ultimately is what happened on that last drive. 15 plays. They've been on the field for 41 minutes. Like, it was inevitable, I think, that was going to happen.
No, and like I said, when you're getting 5-6 yards a pop every time you run the ball, that's going to lead to having a 42-18 time of possession. And, Miami's going to look to do the same thing against IU, because if they want to win that one, they're going to have to control possession very similarly than they did against Ole Miss. Anything else on that game, or we'll go ahead and move to IU?
No, I mean, I know Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss kind of also during the game, they were moving the ball on that. When we talk about Miami defense being really great, they moved the ball. They scored that long lacy run, but then they started settling for field goals. They hit 4 straight field goals without. I mean, they'd move the ball, they'd get into scoring range, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're having to settle for field goals. I mean, you just take one of those drives and put it in the end zone, you're probably looking at Ole Miss in the national championship game. But instead, their drives would stall. I mean, that's credit to Miami's defense of bending and not breaking. But Ole Miss had the chances there, but they settled for those 4 field goals instead of touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they were 2 for 10 from 3rd down for the game, and that's a big reason why you're settling for field goals, but, I mean, still an incredible job by Pete Golden and what was remaining of his staff and even new staff that's coming in that was added
Yeah,
within the last couple of weeks. I mean, we talked about it last week how either you're gonna get Miami going home to play for a title, or you're gonna get a staff that is thrown together trying to figure things out in the run, and the game lived up to all the hype, came down to the last play. I agree with you. There's no way you can call that PI. But I mean, there was some contact there, and it's just what a good game. And I mean, Miami just if you're controlling the game 42 minutes to 18, you're usually going to win, and that's what they're going to have to do next week to beat IU.
yeah. I mean, is the SEC dominance in the sport, is it over?
I mean, they're going to be arguing to get more teams in the playoffs so they can get more
I mean, it's
chances.
it's
But
3 straight years without an SEC team playing for a championship. I think
I
it's in
mean,
the
the trick
last.
is to do like the Big Ten did and have them play each other so you're guaranteed a spot.
That's that is true.
But you got to have 2 teams in the Final Four to do that.
Correct. So, yeah, I don't know. In the era of NIL, it might be a little level playing field. Parity is showing its
Well,
head.
I mean, if you got a guy who's or anybody who's going to write checks and help you get players, it definitely does like
Yeah.
even the playing field. And IU's proven that you can do it with a bunch of 4th, 5th year guys that are a lot older than everybody else. And I mean, God, we talked about it how it could potentially be different, right?
Yeah.
Last week,
Yeah.
and it was different. They just
It's
it wasn't a
the
close
complete
game at
opposite
all.
different of what we were expecting. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing, and, like, IU is so good, and they're beating teams so badly that there are now conspiracy theories out there that they're hacking into the iClouds of their opponents and stealing their practice videos, and they know exactly what's coming and etcetera. Like, no, they're just that well prepared. Coach Cignetti just is that good of a coach that it looks that way, but they're just that good of a team.
Yeah, I mean, you start off with the pick six
Yeah,
on the first play,
first play.
and when you're already up against it, you're playing a team that is playing was entering the Final Four as clear favorite to win the title, and you do that on first play, you put yourself behind the 8 ball. I mean, you look at the stats, they're very even,
Yeah,
and a lot of that is because Oregon was able to move the ball the second half was when the game was already put away, but I mean, Mendoza had 3 incompletions. He only threw for 177 yards because they really didn't need to move the ball that much, but he had 5 touchdowns and no picks. I mean, you sent me his numbers
I
for
mean, they're
the
incredible.
playoff. I mean,
Yeah,
he's 31 for what, 38?
yeah, 31 for 36.
36.
31 for 36, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he has 3 more touchdown passes than incomplete passes in 2 games through the playoffs, like, against Alabama and Oregon. How's
Yeah,
that possible?
2 of the best defenses. I mean, they're both top 20 defenses
How's
entering
that
the
possible?
playoff. They've outscored Alabama and Oregon 94-25.
But just 5 incompletions and 8 touchdown passes and no picks.
He has 7 completions of 20 plus yards or more.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a completion percentage of 86%.
86.1%. Yep. Like, it's incredible what he's doing, and just backing up his case of why he was the rightful Heisman Trophy winner.
I mean, they were what, a 3.5 point favorite in this game.
I'd
Three and a
say
half.
I'd say they covered.
I mean, I think it was 3 against Alabama too,
No, that was more.
and
That was like
it was
7.
posted. Was it 7?
Yeah. It was a decent, pretty big number.
Now it's gonna be 7.5 in the title game against Miami. But, I mean, I don't know really what else to say about this Indiana team that we haven't said all year when it comes to breaking down this game. It's just
I
when they play an inferior opponent, and believe it or not, Oregon and Alabama both are inferior opponents right now when you
yeah,
talk about Indiana, and yeah, it's just they 4 different touchdown guy reception 4 different guys had touchdown receptions. I
mhm,
mean, they do I feel like that's the story every single game.
yeah.
It's, I mean,
I mean, it's just a freight train right now, and I don't see Miami slowing it down. I mean, I know Miami's it's gonna be in their own building. They're gonna be comfortable down there. They get to stay at home, sleep in their own beds, and do their normal routine as if it's, like, basically like a home game for them, but I don't think that they've got the talent to stop. We talk about how good their defense is. I don't think they're gonna stop Indiana, and I don't think their offense is gonna score on Indiana. Uh, Mark Fletcher's just been an absolute beast in these
yeah.
playoffs, but he hasn't faced a defense like this.
No, and that was the thing last week when we talked about Ole Miss and Miami, we kinda talked about this unstoppable defense versus this unstoppable offense. Which one will
Yeah,
bend first? I mean, yeah, this is a story of Indiana's unstoppable offense against Miami's unstoppable defense, but Indiana's defense is just as good.
yeah.
They're just as good.
Like, it's a
Uh,
better defense than Miami's defense.
yeah, like, for Miami to pull this off, I mean, first off, you talked about the home field, and that is an advantage.
Yes,
I know what Indiana has the biggest alumni base in the country, right?
correct.
And they're gonna show up. So
They
it's
will.
not gonna be just Miami. Would you say will it be 50-50? You think it'll be even will it be pro IU
I
in
could see it being
Miami or
probably about 50-50 would be my guess.
I mean, Miami is 7-1 at home this year.
Yes.
Their lone loss
A little
coming to the Cards.
yeah,
They're 18-3 over the last 3 seasons. So they have had success at home.
yeah. Mhm.
Um, I mean, the the way that they gotta figure out a way to run the ball. They gotta figure out a way to control the clock. I mean, if if Indiana controls the possession, they have no chance. The possession has to be 40-20 at least, I think, for Miami to have a chance. They gotta create turnovers. They gotta get Mendoza to throw a pick. They gotta create a fumble.
Yeah,
They forced 5 turnovers in the playoffs. They've got 4 picks and a fumble recovery. The pick 6 against Ohio State
yeah,
really kinda set the tone for that game. If they can do something like that, where you're flipping the script a little bit on what IU did against Oregon.
yeah,
I mean, that's what they've done all year. They have 16 picks this year, and 3 of them they've returned for touchdowns. I mean, and you gotta rely on Beck to not make mistakes. He's thrown 4 touchdowns and only has 1 turnover in the playoff, and they gotta keep doing that.
yeah, yeah. Nope, you're right. That is the way Miami's gonna win, and like you mentioned, like, they're gonna need IU to stumble along the way, like you said, throw a pick or fumble the ball or something like that. So, it would be something uncharacteristic for IU to do, for Miami to win the game, but, I mean, IU's got the advantage in the coaching and probably I think with Sig, he'll have them ready. I just it's
I
hard for
don't
me
yeah, there's nothing
hard for me to see Miami
yeah.
winning this game, but I also thought they were gonna lose to Ohio State and lose to Ole Miss, and here we
Yeah.
are sitting at the national championship game, and they're in there as a double digit seed.
Well, dude, like, everybody just talks about how good Miami's defense is, and they're 5th best. They're giving up 14 points a game, but, I mean, like you said, Indiana's is even better. They're 2nd,
Right.
and we're giving up 11. So, like,
Yeah.
you don't even have a huge advantage there. Um, I mean, I talked about Miami having 16 picks. Guess who has more? Indiana. They have 18 on the season and ranked 7th in the country. And Miami's secondary has been where their issue is on defense.
And they're banged
They've
up, I
given
think,
up
a little
over 200 passing yards a game on the season, and I
aren't they
just
a little
don't think
banged
that
up?
bodes well. Do what?
I think they're a little banged up in the secondary too with some
Yeah, and
injuries.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So,
it's gonna be a
I mean,
challenge. Good luck.
you yeah, you gotta establish the run. You gotta try to get a turnover early to set the tone. I mean, otherwise, I see the same thing happening we've seen in the first 2 games. And, like, we need to quit saying that these games are gonna be close because Sig and his crew have proven that it's not gonna be. And,
Yeah.
like, if I mean, I think this is gonna be a 20, 30-point game. I really do, and I wish I would've gone out on a limb and said this the first 2 rounds, but it's Indiana. Like, and you see them play in Oregon, you see them play in Alabama. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. They are the best team,
Yeah.
and if they go out and they don't make mistakes, they're gonna win by 20, 30 points.
Yeah. I agree 100% with you. Yeah.
You got nothing.
No, that's you're spot
'Cause,
on. They
I
are
mean,
that good.
Alabama
They are
both
that good.
Alabama and Oregon, you talked about how you're worried they might lose.
I shouldn't have doubted it. I don't know. I don't know why, but because the 2 times they've played, a really good team like an Ohio State or an Oregon, they've been close games. Like, they won by 3 points against an Ohio State. They won by 10 against Oregon. Like, they blew out a lot of teams, but they didn't blow out a lot of really good teams like this. I didn't expect them to just do this, but they are. I mean, they're
I mean,
that
nobody
good.
expected Miami to do this either,
And let's say,
and
for argument's sake, and we can talk about this if and when it happens next week, is if they do come out and win this game by 20 or 30 points, like, they are in the discussion probably of one of the greatest football teams ever.
they have to be. They have to be.
Like, I don't know if they're as good as that Joe Burrow LSU team
They're
or if
not.
they're as good as
No,
that Miami team in the early 2000s, but they're up there, man.
they're in
They're
the
gotta be in the
conversation.
discussion.
And look, they're the first team that's ever had to win 3 games to do this, if they do it, which puts a notch on their belt for sure.
Wait, they'd be what? They'd be what now?
They had to win 3 games to win it.
Ohio State won 4 last year.
We're not putting them in the conversation of one of the best teams ever, are
No,
we?
we're not, but I mean, it's not unprecedented for a
No, but
team
I'm
to do.
saying as far as best teams ever.
Yeah,
Like, if
correct.
you're talking about the
Yes.
Joe Burrow LSU team, they didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
win 3 games.
They won. Yes, correct. They won
Yeah,
2.
I don't think that Ohio State team belongs in that conversation as one of the best teams ever. I mean, they came in as what, a 8, 9, 10 seed?
Last year they were like an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, and we've hit this so many times, but unlike anything we've ever seen in the history of sports.
Yes.
And I mean, they're 60 minutes away of playing the football that they've played all year and don't even have to play a great game, just have to do what they've done all year, and they'll be hanging a banner at the Rock.
At the Rock.
Like, how does that even make sense?
Bro, it doesn't, man. I just remember the days back in school, and we went, me and Tab and Brian Weigel and Jeff Hall and the roommates, we went to the games. We weren't some like the typical students that, IU students don't go to football games. They just tailgate in the field and drink beer and don't even care. And no, we actually were the students that did go to the games in the bad weather and the cold and the rain and watched our teeth get kicked in by Minnesota, so.
Would you all stay for the whole game, or are you gone
No,
if it's
we
over in the
stayed,
3rd
man. We
quarter?
stayed. We stayed. We walked from 3rd Street all the way to 17th Street to the stadium, and I mean, we were those fans that were there and watched, like I said, get our butts get whooped by a Minnesota or a Michigan State, and never would have dreamed that IU football would be where they are right now.
No, I mean, I've been to several games at IU when there was nobody there. There
No, there was
I
nobody
mean,
there when I went. Yeah, no.
yeah, nobody there, and it's just and to the season ticket holders that have been going to games for
Mhm.
20, 30, 40 years, like,
Mhm.
I can't even imagine, like, what's going through their head during these and it's not just this year, it's last year too, like, how fun was last year when it came out of nowhere? Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
year, you knew you were gonna be good. You didn't maybe know you're gonna be this good, but you knew you were gonna be good, and, like, that's what being a fan is all about.
Yeah.
Like, s like, sticking in through the thick and thin, like, when your team's terrible. There wasn't a lot of thick either, it was all thin for IU. I mean, the worst the worst power conference team in the history of
Real
college
football.
football,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's gonna make a hell of a 30, and it's gonna
Yeah.
happen
They need to
pretty
make
quick.
they need to make one. There's no
It's
doubt.
gonna happen pretty quick, but we're watching it at the crib, is that the plan?
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. Maybe having some people over. Yeah, I think that's probably the plan. get a group of the friends and watch it over here.
Well, Indiana Hoosiers are playing for a national title. I mean, that's it. Like, I got
But
nothing. I got nothing.
you gotta finish the job.
They do have to finish the job. You, I guess we can go in the order of playoff games.
Okay.
The Panthers were 10-point dogs
Yep.
and looked like there for a second they might be in for the upset, but number 9 did what number 9 does, and got them in the end zone late, and they avoided a scare as a lot of people are picking the Rams to win it all, and they escape and move on, which is what it's all about at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that was it was the first game of the playoffs, and it started out with a great game, and I mean, are you surprised that it was close, that the Rams had that the Panthers had a chance? Because, in week 13, the Panthers took care of the Rams at home. So this is not unfamiliar territory for the Panthers. They've already beaten this team once, and they were on the doorstep of doing it again, but like you said, Matthew Stafford became Matthew Stafford, and they scored that touchdown with 2 minutes left, and, uh, the Panthers, on their last drive, didn't move the ball at all, and that was all she wrote, but
No, I didn't think Carolina would score 31 points, and Bryce Young was barely over 50% completion, but threw for 264 yards, and
yeah.
Jalen Coker was a dude.
Mhm.
He was a dude. Almost had 9 catches for 134 yards and a tutty. And you got to give Carolina some credit for sticking in there. The crowd was into it. They got behind early. Had it look like the Rams might just kind of put it away early, and Puka missed that one easy touchdown,
He did
and that
miss
kind of
wow.
spun the game a little bit. And Stafford hurt his hand. You thought maybe that would be an issue, but he was able to tough it out. But no, there's something to having home field advantage in a playoff game, and I don't care if you're 8 or 9 or what your record is,
So they didn't deserve it.
but still, getting a road playoff win and figuring out a way to survive, that's what the playoffs are all about, and you gotta give Stafford credit, and I think that's why he's probably gonna be the MVP.
Yeah. No, no, you're right. You're right.
And then the Bears do what the Bears do.
How do they keep doing it?
I don't know, you're down 11 late,
You're down, what, at 18
down
in the 4th?
down 18 going to halftime. Yeah, um and these 4th down plays that Caleb Williams continues to make when everything's on the line, what is this, his 7th game-winning drive of the year when they needed a drive to win it late, and they're
Yeah.
11-6, meaning 7 of their 11 wins have come on their last drive, which is and the only time I bet it is when I bet it against the Niners, the one time they didn't do it, so for all the Bears fans out there, I will not be betting on the Bears late because that will ruin their run, I don't want that on me, but, I mean, it wasn't like, once again, Caleb Williams is only 50%, but when he needs to make plays, he makes plays, and there was no love lost between the 2 coaches after the game.
No, I saw that. Yeah, that was kinda funny. That's it's what the sport needs. We need some more of that. We need some more fire.
Well, when we did our rivalry rankings, a couple months ago, or maybe about a month ago before the
Yeah,
UK U of L game, we included the Bears and the Packers,
we did.
and that's because it is one of the it's the oldest rivalry in probably professional sports in the United States.
Yeah.
One of, if it's not. And yeah, like Ben Johnson hating the Packers as much as he does is good for the rivalry.
It's great for the ride.
And
And he came from didn't he come from Detroit?
yeah, he was their OC.
Yeah, so, I mean, he has a history of playing the Packers, and, he probably hated the Packers from when he was in Detroit, and when you become the head coach of their big the of Green Bay's biggest rival, I mean, you're probably gonna hate him even another level, so it's good for the rivalry. I love it. I love his little locker room antics and everything that he did.
Do you like
Um,
the blow by?
yeah, why
Are
not?
you a blow by guy?
In a situation like that, you have an emotional game. You pick up the win basically when it was down to the last play. You're fired up. I mean, I'm not going to sit there, shake your hand, and talk to you for 5 minutes. I'm going to give you a quick handshake, and I'm running and celebrating with my guys. I can't wait to get to that locker room and celebrate with my guys. So, yeah, give him the handshake and see you
It
later.
was barely even a handshake. It was
See you
just a
later.
touch and gone.
So
It
what?
was and he slid left too. Like, I could never do it personally. Like, if I was a head coach, there's no way I could do it. But as a fan of a team, I kinda want my coach to be a dick.
I mean, some of the greatest coaches are that way. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's what Zach Taylor is not. He's
No.
clearly not that.
No, he's not.
And, like, I don't know, I kinda loved it. I
I
kinda
agree
loved it.
I
And
I
as a
agree with you.
Bears fan, I would love it.
I
Like,
agree with you.
I want my coach to hate every team they play, especially our division rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna respect them and show respect, but you hate them and wanna beat them.
Yeah.
And I wanna see my coach in the locker room after the game saying, "F the team that we just beat."
It's what he did.
I mean, and you would never, ever would see Zach Taylor say, "F the Steelers" or "F the Ravens" after they beat them.
I really wish he would sometimes. Show me that he cares a little bit.
You know,
But
you want your coach to kinda have that edge, to kinda be a jerk, to be a maniac.
yeah,
And, I mean, as a human being, I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of a jerk," but as a fan of a team, that's kinda what I wanna see. And
so, it was an emotional game. Like it came down to that last play, and like I said, like he's excited. He wants to get to the locker room and celebrate with his team. So just give him the quick handshake and run off the field. I got no problem with it. Right,
I think
sitting
he also
here chatting it up.
I think there's also a little bit of strategy there too. Like, he wants to be a little bit of, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
But you wonder if
the
LaFleur, like,
Packers don't like it. The Packers
how
don't
will
like it. You
he
go beat them.
how will he respond? Will he start acting the same way back to him? Because, he hasn't acted that way towards the Bears.
No, he has not.
And where did all these cheese grater hats come from over the last month? Everybody has cheese grater hats.
It's the first time the Bears have been good in a while, and now they're talking all the smack. He had the cheese grater hat. He had the actual cheese grater on the set after the game and was grating some fresh cheddar on the
Yeah,
postgame set.
yes. The Bills and Josh Allen finally came into this game 0-4 in road playoff games. They were 0-8, dating back to, like, the early '90s in their last 8 playoff games. They trailed late, but, I mean, Josh Allen gets 10 yards on a tush
On
push,
the tush push, yeah.
gets them down to the 1. They end up getting in on the next play, and then they get a pick to seal it, but, I mean, obviously, it's a tough road for the Bills, but them getting that road win and getting that off the snide a little bit, giving Josh Allen some confidence, I think could really kinda propel this team on a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, I think the Bills would be my choice to win the Super Bowl, and if they're not gonna do it this year, then I don't know when they would with no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar. This is Josh Allen's time to shine. He's the superstar of these playoffs. He's the defending MVP. Like, this is his moment, and yesterday when his team needed him the most, he stepped up and led him on that touchdown drive. But a great game. Jacksonville, what a season Jacksonville had, but a great game. Four lead changes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But Buffalo, I think, is just a little bit better. They're the better team. I think they're probably, in my opinion, probably the best team in these playoffs right now. But I mean, I did not expect Jacksonville to even. Nobody expected Jacksonville to be here, but not let alone put up a fight in the first round against Buffalo and Josh Allen.
No, I mean, yeah, your reward for how many in a row did they go into the playoff winning? 7 or 8 in a row?
7, yeah,
And your reward is to play Josh Allen
yeah,
and Buffalo
yeah.
at
Tough,
home.
tough matchup.
Yeah, definitely a tough and I mean, you're getting the best quarterback in the playoff, and, I mean, there's nothing to hang their head about for Jacksonville, and I don't know if you saw the post game,
I did, yeah.
but there was a reporter, that was basically saying what we're saying, and saying the coach, and you can kinda see that Liam Cohen is down. I mean, you just got beat. All you're exhausted, you're disappointed,
Yeah,
and she's just like, "No, great season, like, keep your head up." And you could see his face kinda lighten up
he did. I
in the
think you
middle
could
of it,
tell he appreciated what she was saying to him.
and there's a lot of people that are saying, "You know what? That's not really acceptable in a press conference. That's not what a reporter should be saying to a coach." What's your take on that?
Why not? It's not like it's a regular season game. You're like, man, keep your head up, coach. You almost pulled that one out here in week 13. No, his season is over, and it was a great season. To me, he's probably should be coach of the year, NFL coach of the year. You know, you take a Jacksonville Jaguar, you had the number 2 overall pick in the draft last year. You were terrible. And not only did you win the division, you won the division winning 7 straight games. You're hosting a playoff game. You're taking the Buffalo Bills, who were probably the Super Bowl favorites, with the defending MVP down to the wire in a game that you could have and maybe should have won at the end there. I got no problem with it. Like, the season's over. Like, now, wait, if not, that's not the time, when's the time? Because she's not going to talk to him
No.
again. She's not going to talk to him again until next season.
Look, reporters and coaches develop relationships.
And they're human.
They're around each
They're
other. They're
human
human
beings.
beings. Like, everybody who's mad about this, get off your high horse.
They're human beings.
Like,
Like,
and this is what like, it was so wholesome,
yes,
right? Like,
yes.
you can genuinely see his face be lifted by her encouragement.
I didn't see who the actual, like, I never saw a picture of her, but she sounded like she might have been a little bit older than Liam Cohen because she
Oh,
said,
sh
"Hold your head up,
yeah.
young man." Called him a young man, so, I mean, that's just a sign of respect between 2 humans, like a genuine interaction. They've got no issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing people like the AP reporters out there either be a reporter or be a fan. You can't do both.
Why
And
can't you be a
look,
reporter and respect the job that
she
somebody
what
did?
this isn't being a fan. This
No,
was saying
it was not a fan comment. That was
it
not
was
a
saying,
fan comment.
"Look, hold your head up. You had a great year. Like, nobody expected y'all to do what you did this year. Like, you had a
Yes,
chance to be the 1 seed
correct.
going into and you didn't do anything. Like, you won all your games." No, I just thought this is what sports is about. And it was just to see his face go from being dejected to seeing him kinda light up and be like, "You know what? We're disappointed, but we should be proud of the job we did."
Yeah.
And all like, everybody who's saying, Just get out of here."
No, like I said, it was a genuine interaction between 2 humans, and he definitely looked like he appreciated the words that she was saying.
Oh, there's no doubt.
So, I got it, yeah, it's dumb. Absolutely dumb.
Super Bowl champs are done. I
They
think this
are.
is one I got right that you got wrong.
You did pick that one, didn't you?
Yeah. So that makes up for me picking the Chargers over the Patriots. But,
Yeah, I forgot you picked that one too.
I mean, the Jawan Jennings touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, I know he only had 100 total yards, 50 rushing, 70 receiving, but and I know that they're handing probably the MVP trophy to Stafford or maybe Drake May, but Christian McCaffrey needs to be talked about more for the MVP for what he does.
No,
I
he's a
mean, his
do it all.
numbers, he almost had 1,000 yards receiving and rushing this year.
Yeah. No, he's a do it all kind of back. I mean, there's no question. He's the Swiss Army knife of that team, and it's good to see him finally stay healthy for a whole season and really showcase, just how good he is. Because we knew he was good, but he wasn't playing full seasons. He was playing half seasons and missing games here and there. So, it is good to see him finally healthy and doing this, on a big stage.
But this game, Philadelphia led pretty much the entire way, but I always felt, and I don't know if this was because they've had issues offensively, you know, I don't know what it was, but something told me that San Francisco was gonna figure out a way to win this game, and in the end, that's what happened, and, their linebackers are all banged up, they're playing guys that haven't played all year, and they were all over the field making stops, and, I mean, what the Bengals couldn't do all year is get a stop on the 4th quarter when you've got the lead, and they've got all these backups in there, and they're figuring out a way to get stops, and you gotta give Shanahan and his crew credit because I feel like they do this every year. They deal with injuries more than anybody else. At least it seems that way, or at least of the teams that are still successful.
Yeah.
And I mean, Purdy made plays when he needed to. He had 2 interceptions, and I mean, Jusic had a couple huge plays, their fullback, and a huge 3rd down reception to keep a drive alive, and I don't know, like, this 49er team, like, it's gonna be 2 NFC West teams playing to go to the title. Which
Yeah,
one
we
which
we
which one's not gonna
Seahawks
be?
Seahawks, Rams, like, who yeah, no, you're right. But I didn't expect it to happen. I thought that the Eagles would win this game, obviously. We talked about it last week. The Eagles' offense was just bad.
It's been inconsistent all
It's
year.
bad, and during the game, you've got AJ Brown and Nick Sirianni going at it on the sideline. Like, they just looked out of sorts. They just I don't know, something's off. The offense was terrible, only putting up 19 points. You're not gonna win very many games putting up 19 points. But, credit to the Niners defense and Robert Saleh, former head coach, is DC out there. He's probably gonna end up with a head coaching job, I would say, this cycle. I would take him as a Bengals fan. I'd put him on my team, and I would love Robert Saleh to be my head coach. 'Cause he knows what he's doing, and he's got his defense prepared, and they were prepared yesterday and shut down the Eagles.
Yeah, and you talked about AJ Brown, and yeah, you see that interaction on the sideline, and then a big moment in the 4th down, and he just straight drops a
Dropped it.
ball that
Dropped the
is
ball.
gonna go for a 30 to 40-yard gain, and
Yep.
they they just didn't seem like a winning football team to me.
No.
And you can't have those issues. I mean, I don't think you can just flip the switch and turn it on in the playoffs, even if you are the defending Super Bowl champions. And I give San Francisco credit. They had that big play to Demarcus Robinson to start the game, that 61-yard game that set them up, and they took the 7-0 lead. But I mean, they really didn't do anything the second and third quarter, and their defense held serve against the Philadelphia offense that maybe isn't all that good right now, but they hung in there and were able to make plays in the fourth quarter and figure out a way to win on the road, which any anytime you win on the road in the playoffs, it's big, but when you can do it against the defending Super Bowl champions, it's even bigger.
Yeah. Yep. So, I'm kinda glad the Eagles lost. I mean, could get some new blood in the Super Bowl.
So now next week in the AFC side, we got the Bills going to Denver,
Yep.
and then you've got it'll be either the Steelers or the Texans going to the Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
And then the Niners go to the Seahawks, and the Rams go to the Bears. So Bills,
Yeah.
Broncos, you go with Bills?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the Broncos are the 1 seed, but I've said all year, I'm still not sold on them. I mean, they've pulled out games that I can't believe they've pulled out, and, they just lost to Jacksonville, at home toward the end of the season, and they lost by double digits to the Jaguars. So, Buffalo on the road already, beating Jacksonville, winning a playoff game on the road. I see no issue with them going to Denver and winning.
Yeah, and you wonder, like, and I know they're not taking a month off like they do in college football, but you wonder if the Bills get a little bit of advantage from playing last week too. And getting that win on the road, and now they've got a little momentum. They're 1.5 point favorites. I'm going the Bills. And then the other game on Saturday is gonna be the Niners at the Seahawks. We just saw this game, what, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was the last game of the regular season, and the Seahawks just absolutely put it on the Niners. They couldn't do anything offensively.
Which that was that was for the 1 seed. When that for the
Yeah.
1 seed?
Mhm.
Yeah. No, yeah. Seahawks held them to 3 points. That game was in San Fran. Um, I just think the Seahawks are better. They'll probably end up winning that game, especially at home. But the 12th man, give me the Seahawks. No George Kittle, for the Niners.
You know, we saw Sam Darnold take his team to a 1 seed last year,
And then he choked in the playoffs, yeah.
and you just beat this team.
Yeah.
They just got a little momentum with the road win at Super Bowl champions. I just think there's something special about this Niners team,
Okay.
and I think both 1 seeds are gonna get beat on Saturday.
I mean, Sam Darnold has shown in the past he's susceptible for that 4 interception game. Like,
But
he can turn it over with the best of them.
he's gonna have to because their defense is so good.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to make mistakes, Brock Purdy's gonna have to limit his mistakes. But there's just something like I said, they were down the whole game against the Eagles, and I just kept thinking the Niners are gonna win. There's just something that tells me the Niners are they're not gonna lose 2 games in a row to the Seahawks. They're gonna figure out a way to win late, and both 1 seeds will go down on Saturday.
So Nick Evans, the biggest 49ers fan I know.
I'm definitely not a Niners fan. Beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl twice. So, Rams at Bears.
I don't even know how to pick this one. Like, it on paper, I think the Rams should win by 2 touchdowns, but the Bears always find a way to get it done. They get it done every time. I don't know. Like, I think the Rams are better. I think the Rams should win, but every time I doubt the Bears, they prove me wrong. I mean, I'm still going Rams, but I would not be shocked if the Bears pulled this out.
Vegas agrees with you. They are 3.5-point favorites on the road. Seattle, I did mention that, is 7-point favorite at home against the Niners, which I think that's really high.
That is high.
But, I mean, at what point is this Bears magic gonna run out? Like,
I mean,
I
they
think if you put these 2 teams side by side, it's pretty clear you pick the Rams,
mhm. But the
but
Bears, they just keep doing it, and, like, you're talking about how good the 49ers are, the Bears were on the doorstep. They were at the goal line to win that game in San Francisco in week
yeah.
16. So, like, they've proven that they can play with the good teams in this league. This is just another case of that, just another chance for them to prove it again, and I don't I hate to doubt them, but I don't know.
I I think this one is so hard to pick too. I've already went 2 road teams. Can I go 3 road teams?
I mean, this would be the road team I would pick out of all of them.
Yeah. I I mean, I think it's like I think it's gonna be 2 NFC West teams in the NFC title game. So, give me 3 road winners next
I'll tell you
weekend.
who you're not gonna pick on the road, and that's whoever wins this Steelers and Texans game going to New England. Unless you wanna go with the Texans, who won 8 straight.
I I mean, they have the best
Actually, they
arguably
might
the
have won
best
9
defense.
straight. They won the last week of the year, so they've won 9 straight.
They have arguably the best defense in the NFL, but I'm not after seeing what the Patriots did last night, I mean, their defense is incredible, and Drake May's why I trust the Patriots and why I don't trust the Broncos, because
You think
I
he's better
just
than Bo Nix? More
yeah, I think
trustworthy more trustworthy than Bo
I
Nix?
absolutely, like, I think he's proven that, and, like, yeah, Bo Nix has had some great games. I don't trust him game in, game out. I think it's kinda scary what New England's building after what they did under Tom Brady a little
I
bit
don't
to
know,
me
I hate it.
with Vrabel, with
I mean,
Drake May.
Mike Vrabel's the X factor there, he comes in, cleans it up, and look what they turn themselves into a 2 seed after being the worst team in football for, like, the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, but
But
no, I mean, I don't care if they play the Texans or the Steelers. I'm going Patriots in
and
that
it's
one.
not surprising what Vrabel's doing, I
This
just
is after I picked them to get upset last week just 'cause I was
yeah, it's
but
it's not surprising what Vrabel's doing there. I expected them to and I thought he was gonna do a great job and make them good. I just can't believe it. He happened in 1 year. It's like the Cignetti of NFL football right now.
well, when you get a head coaching job, what is the most important thing?
Players,
Well, and specifically,
good players,
well, and a quarterback.
and a quarterback, yes.
You can't win in this league if you don't have a quarterback. And when you take a job, I mean, can you?
I mean, you look at Jacksonville, like, we talked about Trevor Lawrence going down that road of, maybe he's going down the road of Tua and falling apart, and his career might have been over, and he gets Liam Cohen injected into his veins, and all of a sudden Jacksonville becomes
Well, Neil,
a
he's
great
a
team.
former first overall pick.
I know that,
Like,
but I mean, people were ready to move on from him.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the most important position and maybe of all sports is a quarterback.
It is.
And when you take a job at a new team and you go there and you've already got Drake May, who's got a little bit over a half a year under his belt where he showed promise, that's a benefit.
But see,
And
that's the difference between Vrabel and Cohen, is Vrabel's going into New England where Drake May's only been there he's still raw, he's only been there for a year, maybe played a half a year last year because Jacoby Brissett started. And then you got Liam Cohen who's going into Trevor Lawrence, who's been in the league now for, what, 6 years?
I don't know. So what are we arguing here?
Is you're talking about the key is having a good quarterback, and New England has it. I'm not sold that Jacksonville had that good quarterback when Liam Cohen took over. I'm not sold that quarterback play is what made Jacksonville good.
I mean, I think that's why I would give Liam Cohen the coach of the
Coach of
year.
the year, that's the case I was
And
making. That's why I think
then
he should be
he
coaching.
had to rebuild Trevor Lawrence's confidence
Yeah,
because Trevor Lawrence has the tools. He's got the tools. Like, he's already proven it. He's had good years. He's already took the Jacksonville to the playoffs.
yeah,
I mean, the kid's got talent, and Liam Cohen was able to build his confidence up, and that's why I don't remember their OC's name, but he's getting looks for head coach jobs. He just interviewed with Cleveland. So, um, that's why Liam Cohen, I think, is the coach of the year, but, I mean, I think it's scary kinda a little bit what Vrabel's building there in New England, and
yeah. I'm not happy.
after seeing this New England dynasty with Tom Brady for so many years and being, I mean, a little bit happy that they haven't been good for the last, what, 4 or 5 years,
Yeah,
and now it looks like they're gonna be around for a long time again.
I hate that.
You know who else is gonna be around for a long time, it looks like?
Duke Tobin.
I'm not good at these. Sometimes I'm okay at these little,
Duke Tobin.
Did you listen to the presser?
I did. I was at work. I read the transcripts. I read the quotes. I heard it all. To me, it's still a bunch of word vomit. He still has confidence in the talent that we have. He wants to improve. He basically the gist of what I heard was he wants to improve the lines, the front lines of the offense and the defense, but mainly the defensive line. And his philosophy of pressuring the quarterback will take off the pressure of the secondary. And maybe it wasn't all their fault because we didn't get pressure on the quarterback.
Well, we didn't do that last year either. You didn't
Right.
fix it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's all to
Like,
me.
what
He thinks he understands
before
the
we
problem, but I need him to fix it.
before we rip it into, like, were there any positives you took from it? Because there were a few I took.
Let's hear him. What are your positives?
I mean, I think at least admitting that they need to do more on defense and they need to do more in free agency.
Well, if he doesn't say that, he's not going to have a job, Nick. Of course he's going to
I
say
mean,
that. What did you
I'm
want him to
trying to
say?
find
So hold on. So you
any
expected?
positive.
So your positive is he got up there and said that the defense wasn't good enough. Well, what was he
Well,
going
they
to say?
weren't good
Oh,
enough
the
last year.
defense
They
was
didn't do
great.
anything in free agency.
What was he going to say? Well, he didn't talk last year either.
Well, he did. He just didn't talk at Paycor after the season was
Right.
over.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have this press conference last year. So no, I did not expect him to get up there and say, "Man, the defense, it wasn't their
Well,
fault." Blah blah blah. Like, of course, if he doesn't get up there and say it's not acceptable, then they're gonna have a problem. Otherwise, what are you talking for?
no, yeah, but really, that's about the only positive I took from it.
So the only problem was him admitting the defense wasn't good. Well, the numbers say that because we were 30th and 31st in scoring
Well, to
and
him,
yards.
it was not just defense, it was not getting stops late, and and not playing complementary football, which he's right with that. I mean,
Yeah.
even when the defense was a little better, I mean, the offense, I mean, you can't have 2 turnovers for pick sixes. You can't
Well,
have how many
I agree.
touchdowns did the offense give up this year?
I agree.
I mean, you can't do that either. So you have to figure out a way to play complementary football. But I mean, you're right. Like, he was very defensive the whole time. He like there was a question asked about trying to get contracts done earlier, and and you've got Dax Hill and you've got DJ Turner, guys that are eligible for contract extensions. Go ahead and trying to get them done, and
Yeah.
he acts like they've tried to do that in the past, and no, you didn't, and that's why you had to pay more for Jamar and T. Like, if you woulda got those done earlier,
Correct.
you woulda spent less money,
That's
and then
correct.
your entire offseason wouldn't have revolved around their extensions, and you would have had an opportunity to maybe go after some more free agents.
That is
Like,
correct.
get in front of some of this stuff,
That
and
100%.
quit telling me that we've done it before. We've done it before. Yeah, you have. You got to the Super Bowl. You got to the AFC Championship. That was 4 and 5 years ago. That was 4 and 5 years ago. Just because you did it doesn't mean you can do it again. Like, you have to change.
Yes.
Like, you have to change the way that you're doing things.
Yes.
And I know it's small that I get a little bit of positives from the fact that he's like, "We gotta get into free agency." And the reason is because they didn't do that last year. And they knew this defense sucked.
Is the
It
reason
already
they but is the reason they didn't do it last, and I don't wanna give him an excuse because I think he sucks and he doesn't know what he's doing, but is the reason that they didn't do it last year is because they were so wrapped up in the Jamar and T and Trey drama and trying to get that done that they just basically ignored everything else? Because A, they probably didn't know how much money they had to spend, and B, it was just basically taking up all of their focus.
well, if that's true, then that's just a negative on the franchise as well,
Well, this is another
because you
negative,
got to
but
be able to multitask. But
I
I think you're
agree.
right. I think it absolutely played a role in why they weren't active in free agency.
So
I
maybe this
uh
so if you're looking for a positive, maybe the positive this year is you don't have that drama anymore. They're wrapped up. There's no looming big contract extensions that are out there to that magnitude. Trey's going to be a free agent. You free up that space, that money that his contract would have been, and now let's just go out and focus on actually getting dudes. Just go get dudes.
you
And
have to.
I think I saw a quote when he was talking about improving the pass rush and the pass rush, and if he doesn't do it for you do it in the draft. Well, he's tried that in the draft over the last several years with Miles Murphy and Joseph Asai, and those guys are not working out. They're not
Well,
working
I
out. So
mean,
you trying to address this in the draft, and Shamar Stewart, another example. You trying to address the pass rush in the draft, we need to stop with that. Let's just go get a proven dude that can actually get after the quarterback that knows what he's doing at this
you
level.
you also need to find somebody who can get to the quarterback from the inside. That's not an edge rusher. Like, if you can get some pressure up the middle too, you can add a guy of that caliber. They
He tried that
uh,
with Sheldon Rankins because Rankins sacked Joe
well,
Burrow twice in a game and thought that Sheldon Rankins was the next
wow.
coming of
I
the
mean,
refrigerator
that's
Perry.
another example of why they're idiots, because you had the worst rushing defense in the NFL. You lose DJ Reader and don't replace him with another rush stopper. You had a a sack defensive tackle, and that was just an embarrassment. Uh, I will say the thing that just irked me more than anything is him talking about how nobody works as hard as he does.
Ugh.
And look, you can believe that, but I mean, whenever anybody says that, I just feel like you're defending, like over defending yourself. Like, if you're really good at your job, you don't need to tell somebody nobody works harder than I do.
Yeah, the high school kid bagging my groceries at Kroger down the street works as hard as Duke Tobin does. Like, that kid works
But
hard. Everybody
like,
works hard at their job. Most
if I'm
people do work hard at their jobs because you wanna be good at your job. You don't wanna suck because then you get fired. And
right,
usually when you suck at your job, you get fired unless your name's Duke Tobin.
it should go without saying. And if I'm conducting a job interview and somebody comes in and says, "Nobody's gonna work as hard as me." What is that? That does nothing.
That's what I
It does
expect out of
nothing.
you. That's an expectation. It's
That
not a
does nothing.
positive, it's an
And
expectation. Like
also, you
like,
don't know that. You don't know that. You can't prove it. You
you
can't
also
prove
can't
it.
prove it. No, you're right. It is tangible. Like, you can't prove it, but also it's an expectation that you're gonna come in and work hard at your job and work as hard as you can. Like, I don't know if anybody is working as hard as you or harder than you, but if you can tell me that you're working as hard as you can, and that's all I can expect. But that is an expectation. It's not a brag on yourself. "Oh, I'm working really hard at this." That's your job, because
It is your
otherwise you suck at your job, you get fired, and was what should be happening here. It's plain as day, and it's not happening. And we talked about this last week, and you didn't believe it was gonna happen. But this just shows the differences in the franchises of the Cincinnati Bengals and a team like the Baltimore Ravens, who they missed the playoffs this one year, didn't meet expectations, and they fire a Super Bowl winning coach, a coach that's gone to 4 AFC championship games, won multiple division titles, probably going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point, won a ton of games, more than he's lost, and they fired him after 1 year because they didn't meet expectations. And here we are hanging on to these bums Zach Taylor and the Duke Tobins when we haven't made the playoffs in 3 years, when we've got the quality of talent of the Jamar Chase, the Joe Burrows, the T. Higgins, and the rest of those guys? Like, we don't
Well
take it seriously like they do. They take it dead serious.
well, I said it last week when I told you that John Harbaugh was not gonna get fired,
Yeah,
that if he does get fired, then I'm definitely gonna fire Zach Taylor, and he can come on, just drive on down to Cincinnati.
I'd take
I
him
I
back.
wouldn't fire John I wouldn't fire John
I
Harbaugh,
would not have either. I would not have either. I would have given him a little more leniency, but that's how
and
seriously that organization takes
well,
winning. It
I
just
do
proves it.
wonder, like, internally, if there were some things going on there that maybe with Lamar, that maybe
I
their
mean,
relationship had
there
just
was there
kinda
was the
came to an end
rumor
there, and
there was the rumor that the organization wanted him to get rid of Todd Monken, and Lamar and Monken didn't get along, and Harbaugh was gonna stick with his guy, and that
yeah.
ultimately
I
might
mean,
have been the end of it, but
to hire somebody that I mean, and I think you're right, I think he is gonna be a Hall of Famer. To get rid of somebody like that, I think there's gotta be some kinda internal things that you don't really see on the outside, and I think that played a role. But because, I mean, like I said, you don't fire a guy because a rookie missed a kick.
no,
I mean, he's not fired if they're playing right now.
of course not. But to me, that's the difference is they take it seriously enough. If they didn't meet expectations, they're gonna go in a different direction. And how there's not internal stuff with the Bengals makes no sense because they all suck. And if I'm Mike Brown, I'm going to Zach Taylor, be like, win me some football games.
Wow.
Duke Tobin, win me some football games. What is it?
I
They all
don't know.
sitting around a campfire singing "Kumbaya" when they're winning 5 games a season,
I don't know.
6 games a
And
season.
here I am, like, honestly applauding them for putting Duke Tobin in front of people finally. Like, that's how low the bar is. That's how low the bar is, that I'm applauding them for making their de
Well,
facto GM accountable. Like, it's not fair to Zach Taylor to have to answer for all the roster decisions. Like, and he's the only one that ever answers to it. He's not the one making the decisions. Yeah, he's
well,
involved,
he
but
has to have some
ultimately he's not
influence.
making those.
I know. I agree. But putting Duke Tobin on the podium didn't make me feel any better. Didn't make me feel worse. Didn't make me feel
No,
better. I'm in the same spot that
I
I was before he got on the podium. I'm not going
I
into
mean,
next season with like, man, Duke's got a
no,
plan and we're going to be back.
no,
No, I
and
still have zero
I mean,
confidence that this organization is going to do anything right.
look, I walked in to well, I didn't walk in, but I started watching that presser with even confidence, and that's exactly the same. Like, it did that changed nothing. Like, my confidence level for what the Bengals are gonna do next year did not go up, it did not go down. Do I agree with him that I think they have a talented roster where they should be competitive next year? Absolutely, I do.
No, not on defense.
Absolutely, I do.
Not on the defense.
But
They've
that
got no talent
but
on the defense.
but you
One guy,
gotta
maybe
go
two guys.
if you go make changes on defense, you get the right guys.
But he was the way he was
This team
talking
can
was
be
he
competitive.
trusts in the talent. He said he would put his roster up against anybody in the NFL.
And I
I
think a
would not
lot of
do
that
that.
is because of the
I
offense.
would not do that. Yeah, it is the
But
offense.
I think a lot it better be because of the offense. Because if he's
Nobody
thinking it's
else
because of the
defense.
defense, it's because you have the arguably the best offense in football.
Yeah.
And you've got the best offensive line that you've had. You gotta resign one guy. You bring Reisner back. You've got your entire offense intact, and
Although I
go
did see
go sign a guy at every level of the defense.
as much as we did praise their offensive line and how it was probably the best that they've had, they did still grade like 29th in the league in pass protection in
Well,
PFF.
and it's because they struggled early.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a lot better the second half of the year,
Yeah.
and you hope that that continuity will help them start off a little better at the beginning of next year. But I mean, you bring in Riser, they make no changes to the. It don't, I mean, you started a dang rookie at guard and Fairchild too. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to give him a time to adjust. But yeah, confidence level changes 0. They better make some changes, sign some guys. If not, I don't know what's going to happen.
I told you last week, this is your last chance to get it
I
right.
mean,
It's your last
I,
chance to get this right.
I agree, but do you all like is Joe gonna walk away from Chase and T? Like, they all 3 gonna leave? Like,
I don't know.
did you get to watch any hoops this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah. We watched some college hoops. Had our first YMCA 9 and under girls basketball game.
Let's
I watched
go.
that hoops.
Let's
Coach
break that
coach
down. How'd we
coached
do?
in that hoops. The 9 and under Northeast YMCA Valkyries took a tough loss, 7-4
7 to
to the
4.
Liberty.
Were we trailing the whole game? How'd it go down?
Nope. We had a 2-0 lead. Got out to a 2-0 lead after the first quarter. Fell behind 5-2. Harper Rohr scored her first 2 points of her basketball career to
Okay.
pull us to within 1 point, and ended up taking a tough L. 7-4 was the final.
7 to 4. But Harper had 2 of the 4
She
points.
had 2 points. I was proud of her.
What
So,
heights
but
are
that was at noon on
around?
Saturday, so I did miss most of the noon games on Saturday. Uh, Caught the second half of the Cards game, which is really glad I didn't watch the first half because they struggled against Boston College and got it together in the second half without their top 2 players and pulled out that victory by 13. So glad that they got
Well,
it together in the second half. But
and looks BC's doing the same thing every game, where they play a good first half and then they
yeah,
just completely fall apart in the second half.
yeah, yeah. But
Um,
I did see Michigan. I watched that Michigan Wisconsin game. To me, was game of the weekend. That was a fantastic game, close the whole way through. Wisconsin was just bombing in threes left and right. I mean, incredible shooting performance there. But what a big win for the Badgers in Ann Arbor, giving Michigan their first loss of the season.
dude, Balauskas,
He went
like, at the
off.
beginning of the second half,
Went
dude is
five
just
straight, like 5 threes.
yeah, and he had 8 threes coming to the game. He hits 5 in this one. And this I mean, that's what you're gonna have to do to be I mean, Michigan was 18-point favorite in this game.
Oof.
Um, but, I mean, Wisconsin hits 15 threes, and Cadeau for Michigan in the second half was just lights out and keeping them in the game when Wisconsin was shooting as well as they were, but, I mean, Blackwell and Boyd were just incredible for Wisconsin, and they were 10-5 going into this game, and maybe Greg Gard and his guys have found something because, I mean, they look like a contender in that game.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously,
absolutely.
you're beating a Michigan team where everybody's talking about being as good as any team we've seen in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean, Michigan was beating teams by 40 points almost every game.
Yeah, I mean, Yaxel probably didn't have his best game, only had 14 points and 6 rebounds and wasn't crazy active there in the second half. Like I said, it was mainly Cadeau keeping them in the game, and
Yeah.
it's, but no, I was really impressed with Wisconsin, and I thought Blackwell and Boyd were both incredible there, and I mean, that's a game that gets you to where I mean, Wisconsin at this point was nowhere near the tournament, and now you knock off Michigan, all of a sudden you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah, yeah, and then, another Big Ten game that was kinda disappointing is Indiana had Nebraska, undefeated Nebraska at home, had them on the ropes, up 16 in the second half, and this is a game that, for a resume standpoint, Indiana really, really coulda used, with the way that their season's going, and they let Nebraska off the hook, and Nebraska stays undefeated. Somehow top 10 Nebraska basketball.
Yeah, we've talked about Indiana football.
Yeah,
Now let's talk Nebraska basketball.
how about that?
We're in a flip-flop world. Um, this is Nebraska's 5th quadrant 1 win on the year.
Mhm.
The only team that has more is Duke.
Nice.
They won last week 2 road games at Ohio State and at Indiana. They were underdogs in both of those games and win both of them to remain undefeated. Like you said, they were down 51-35 in the second half against IU,
Mhm.
rallied to win 83 to 77. It was Jamarcus Lawrence who had a career high 27 that really kind of led that rally for the Cornhuskers. One thing about Jamarcus Lawrence, spent his first 2 years at Nebraska,
Yeah,
went to the Rhode Island, started 31 games last year,
yeah.
averaged 9.9 points, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go back."
Go back to the great state of
He
Nebraska.
goes back to Nebraska for his senior year. But, I mean, Nebraska's 5-0 in league play for the first time since the '60s, and they move up to 8th in the AP, which is their highest ranking ever.
Yeah,
I think it was that same team in the late '60s, and, I mean, this is a team that they were picked 14th out of
dang,
18
wow.
in the Big Ten. So, kinda out of nowhere for Fred Hoiberg, but, I mean, you go on the road, you win both when you've got everybody watching you because you're one of 6 remaining undefeated teams and you're able to pull out both of them.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive, and now I think the team that everybody thought was gonna be the last team to loses, so now there's only 5 undefeated teams.
yeah. I mean, Vandy continues to roll. They didn't really play anybody. They played, what, LSU over the
Oh,
weekend.
they beat Alabama,
Oh, that's right, during the week. Yeah,
and, dude, I think this
midweek game.
Vanderbilt team, I might this might be a little hot take, but I think they're talented enough to win the whole thing.
You buying in on the Commodores.
I really do.
What is, like, what's in the water at James Madison that they're just producing these head coaches that are going other places and just dominating?
Well, I mean, they put a lot of money in their athletics at James Madison. They get good coaches, and, I mean, I don't know. I hope Preston Spradlin's the next one.
That's
I mean, as my guy at Morehead,
yeah,
I hope he's the next one to do it, but, I mean, Vanderbilt, like, Tyler Tanner to me is one of the more fun guards to watch in all the country. Duke Miles, I mean, they're just I really was impressed with Vanderbilt, and they've got a unique home court advantage with the way that their benches are lined up because, I mean, it
yeah.
gives teams
That definitely
trouble,
is a
and
home court advantage.
but, Kentucky gets a must needed win against Mississippi State. They were down 12,
Yeah,
and
and they did that
Marino,
without Acquaintance and
yeah,
without Lowe played 3 minutes, and they're gonna be without him the rest of the year now, so, a little bit of a challenge for the Wildcats, who's gonna play point guard and see if they can overcome those injuries, but, yeah, big win for them. They needed that
I
one.
mean, they're down early, and you're like, "Whoa." I mean, Mark Pope's seat is getting really, really hot, and then I mean, they actually look like they knew how to run offense there in the second half, and Moreno was incredible,
I'm very
and
impressed, yeah, Malachi Moreno, in-state kid, very impressed with him.
but good win for the Cats, good win for the Cards, both winning on Saturday, and we're down to 5 undefeated teams. We already talked about Nebraska and Vanderbilt. We still got Iowa State, we still got Miami, Ohio, and we still got the number 1 team in the land, Arizona.
Who do you think is the last one to lose a game? I don't even know who I mean, I guess Miami of Ohio's into conference play now, so they're just playing all MAC
They are.
teams.
Um,
I mean, I just don't know much about Miami of Ohio.
let's look at, what is
Let's see what they got
Arizona?
Arizona this week. I mean, they got a pretty easy stretch coming up. 10-6 Arizona State. They are at Central Florida next Saturday. Central Florida was ranked before they just lost this week. Cincinnati's terrible. West Virginia not very good. Maybe that game that big Monday game on the 26th of January at BYU. That would be a good one.
Yeah, it would. I mean, Devontae's been unbelievable. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you made me pick off the top of my head, I'd probably just go Arizona because I think they're the best team. I haven't seen Miami, Ohio schedule. I don't know who they play, so I'm not really even including them. But my question for you before we kinda get off the college basketball topic, Nebraska is the only, like, Power 4 team to never win an NCAA tournament game.
Mhm.
Will they win one this year?
I mean, if I had to say right now, I would say yes, because right now they're trending to be a top 3 seed, which means they're
Oh,
gonna play, like Alcorn State or something, in the NCAA tournament, and they should handle that pretty easily. So I would say yes as of right now. I mean, there's still, another month and a half, 2 months left in the regular season. So as long as they don't have anybody go down with injury and they keep up what they're doing, I would say yes, Nebraska does get off the
get off the
schneid.
schneid.
Yeah.
Get off the jinx. No, I agree. Like, if they keep this up, like, yeah, like you said, right now they're a 2 or 3 seed, and unless you run into a St. Peter's or an Oakland, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So, Brooks Koepka is coming back.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. The PGA Tour is better when the best talent is on that tour, and Brooks, he's kind of been forgotten about the last couple of years, as most of those LIV guys have, because
It's his fault.
it is his fault. It's his fault. It's all of their faults. I mean, I can honestly say I've not watched a full LIV tournament. I don't even know where to find the LIV tournament
It's
when
on
it's on.
Fox now. It's on
Is it on
Fox.
Fox? Like actual Fox
Mhm,
now? It was on the
mhm.
CW, I think, for a while.
Fox and
I don't know.
yeah, Fox and
Haven't
Fox
watched
Sports
it.
Now.
To me, it's gimmicky golf. I'm glad they finally decided, oh, we're gonna play 72 holes now. But no, like the PGA Tour is the superior tour, and it's better when the best players are on that tour. So glad to see Brooks come back. I hope John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau follow suit, because I think those, and Cam Smith, because those are the only other three that under these new guidelines that can actually come back at this point in time. So hopefully they all wise up and they come back and get the exposure that they deserve, and you know, it just makes the PGA Tour better. So it'll probably it should make Brooks better, make the PGA Tour better. It just makes for better golf.
So the penalty for leaving and playing in illegal tournaments, which LIV is on the PGA, to the
Yeah,
PGA,
yeah.
their penalty is a $5 million charitable donation. They're ineligible for player equity program for 5 years, which projects to be 50 to 85 million or so in lost earnings. They're ineligible for the 2026 FedEx Cup bonus payout, which is a lot of money. Um, I mean, they're all making close to $200 million with their contracts
Yeah.
for LIV.
Yeah, so that's
Like
not gonna hurt that's not gonna hurt Brooks too much. He does
like
get to participate in TGO, so
yep.
we'll make some money from that
Yeah, he's also eligible for the President's Cup.
in the President's Cup. Have have they decided when, if and when he will join the TGO?
I haven't heard on TGL, but he's gonna play, I think he's playing in the Waste Management and the Farmers
He's
this
playing.
coming up.
I did see that.
But, I mean, if you're Brooks Koepka, like, you just went and took the money, took a couple years off, wore shorts, played 3 rounds, and now you're like and now you get to come back. Like, this penalty is really nothing compared to what he made in LIV.
Correct. Yeah, he's coming out on the plus side.
Like, so
But
he made the
like I said, like if you're Brooks, like you've kind of been forgotten about. Like nobody talks about you anymore. Nobody really watches you anymore. The your game's kind of fallen. I mean, I don't know if your game's fallen off or not because I haven't watched you. But the times
well,
I have
he
watched
hasn't
you,
performed
that's
well
not
in majors.
that's what I'm saying. The times that I have seen you on playing golf is in the majors, and you've not been very good the last year, 2 years. So I'm glad he's back. I think it'll be good for him. Like I said, it'll be good for golf. Um, and I hope those other dudes, those other three, follow suit.
I mean, if I'm Rahm or Cam Smith or DeChambeau, and I see this is all it takes to get back on the biggest tour in the world after collecting my money, I'm gonna collect my money, pay these little fines, and go pay on the PGA Tour again. And look, this is what the PGA Tour wants because they want the best players. But these dudes win. These dudes won this.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think if I had to pick of who would do it next, I think Bryson would be the next one in line.
see, I think he's the one that might not do it
Why?
because I think he really enjoys the fact that he doesn't have to play every week. That he can do all these YouTube videos, and I think he really relishes that.
You don't have to play every week. I mean, what are the PGA Tour require? How many tournaments you got to play in with
I
a
mean,
PGA
you have to
Tour?
play in all the signature events,
Okay.
and I just if of the 4, I could see him being like, "No, I'm gonna keep doing my own thing."
Hmm.
Because his profile has actually gotten bigger after he's left,
It's because he won a major.
and it's because his social presence is just increased exponentially.
Well, he does do all those social
Yes.
media videos of hitting
Right.
golf balls over his house and stuff. I mean,
Right.
but you can still do that on the PGA Tour. Your
He
social media
can.
presence doesn't have to go away because you're on a PGA Tour compared to live.
But, I mean, look, at these penalties, I mean, yeah, you just like, "All right, here's 5 mil. You can have that of I still got 195 left from my live bonus." Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's but the dudes that went to live that aren't eligible for this,
Yeah, you're
I
stuck.
guess they just stuck. Like Harold Varner,
You ain't going back.
you ain't getting back, dude.
Dustin Johnson, Phil.
I mean, all those guys are a little older. Like Harold
Yeah.
Varner's not an old guy,
No.
but he's also counting his money and he ain't too worried about it either.
No.
So I let you open.
Yeah.
Neil, and you mentioned that this lady's going viral for making a video about how a guy she was dating for, I guess, months, went several
She
months
did say
during the
that.
relationship without having soap in a shower and not using soap to clean himself?
I I mean,
Is this real life?
it seems to be real life. Yep, she was where what city was she from? Oh, Austin. Was she in Austin? I think it said Austin, Texas. Yeah, so what based on her video, she says her and this dude are dating, and she's at the apartment, and is in the bathroom, and notices he doesn't have soap in his shower. So then she confronts him about it. He gets some soap, puts the soap in the shower, and then, she checks it, and none of the soap's gone, like, a couple weeks later. And he finally confesses that, no, he does not use the soap, just uses hot water. What is that guy doing?
So what, like, do you just stand there in the shower and just let the water hit you and that's it?
That seems to be it.
Do you at least, like, rub the water on you?
Yeah, I would assume, right? I feel like you gotta
I
maybe
don't
use
know,
your
I've
hands.
never not used soap. I just thought everybody automatically used soap. I thought that's why we invented soap.
And that's
Like, I
just
didn't know we were cavemen.
I mean, I know there are people that are anti-body wash because of chemicals this, chemicals that, but get some bar soap, get some kinda
You
antibacterial soap, get some kinda soap that's gonna scrub your
Look,
body, scrub the areas that need to be scrubbed.
for the people that are anti the chemicals, there are plenty of options out there.
Plenty of options,
There are
plenty of
plenty of natural soaps. I don't think this is what is happening here.
So my question then is, like, the girl's been on several dates with this guy, and
Like,
he's
what are
not
you
using
still
soap,
doing? Why were you seeing this dude?
but does he not smell? Like, is he just
He has to
masking
stink
himself in so much
something
cologne?
awful.
Is he just masking himself in so much cologne and deodorant? Or does he use deodorant? I'm guessing he has to.
I mean, dude,
Like,
if
is
he
he
ain't
just
using
masking
soap,
himself in
I ain't
so much
predicting he's using
other stuff
deodorant.
that it's just that's
But,
just weird.
why are you dating this dude for as long as you are?
Yeah, you would've been gone the first time I realized you didn't have soap in your shower. I wouldn't even have given you a chance.
Like, this is a Seinfeld episode. This is a Seinfeld episode. Like, Jerry notices the girl he's dating doesn't have any soap in her shower, so he puts some soap in there, and he goes back in 3 days later, "Oh, the soap's exactly the same, George." Like, it's like, that's what this is,
That's
and then
what
they
it
break
is.
up. He just doesn't have TikTok or Instagram or whatever she went on to go viral. I just I don't understand a lot of things here. I don't understand why you wouldn't use soap. I don't understand, like, smelling good is one of
Does he
my
use
favorite things.
shampoo? Like, is he
I
bald?
don't
Does he got
abs
shampoo? What's he
Look,
doing?
if he ain't using soap, I don't think he's using shampoo or conditioner,
That's just
and
nasty.
I doubt very seriously he's using deodorant, and
How does
this
this dude
chick
not
just
just smell? Like, how does he not smell? How are you with the stinky old dude?
I don't know. Like, what are you
How's
doing dating this dude? Like, to me, why would you go out on social media and admit that you dated this stinky guy for as long as you did?
Well, she probably wants to bring awareness to it so other women that maybe you're gonna go on a date with this guy know the truth. I mean, this poor dude, his dating life is over.
I
He's like,
mean,
he can be single for a long time.
not if he finds a bar of Dove or a
Get some
thing
Irish
of
Spring.
Suave body wash
Get you
or
some. I mean, old buddy needs to go get some Irish Spring. Give it a try. See if you like it. But you gotta do something, my guy. You can't go through your life with no soap.
I mean, and look, there's plenty if you don't want these chemicals, there's plenty of options. Like, Every Man Jack, I use it. There's no chemicals in that. Like, it still smells you still smell great. Like, I mean, I wanna smell good when I come out of the shower. That's what
That's the
taking a
point of
shower is
taking a
one of the
shower. You
it's
smell good.
one of life's greatest pleasures.
When you smell good, you feel good.
100%. 100%.
I don't know. Yeah, this dude, he's toast. He's done. Dating life over. He's gonna be alone for the rest of his life unless he and Mr. Dove come to an understanding.
Mr. Dove. Yeah, Mr. Dove or Mr. Irish what,
Mr. Irish Spring.
Irish Spring. Um, so there was a viral video of a bunch of kids at halftime of what was it, in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, the Hershey Bears minor league hockey during one of their intermissions had a youth pee-wee. They were basically pee-wees. They looked like they were probably, what, 7, 8 years old? I don't know. Less than 10. Little mini hockey players out there playing a little hockey game at one of the intermissions.
And they all just go ham on each
Yeah,
other.
the problem was what was supposed to be a hockey game turned into WrestleMania, and
I mean,
dudes are just throwing haymakers.
and so it turns out it was staged.
It was staged.
And, like, you're watching it, and you're like, "If this isn't staged, the parents would definitely be out there trying to break this
Yes.
thing up."
As soon as I noticed no coaches were on the ice trying
Yes.
to break it up, I was like, "This seems like it's a staged act," but
But, dude, they're throwing haymakers, they're throwing their whole bodies, like, dudes are
the
on the kids are on
goalie,
the ground, and the goalie's coming from the other end and just straight duplexing him,
dude,
like,
the
bodyplexing.
goalie came in, he was like a bowling ball that just came in and knocked down a bunch of pins. He just straight ran over 4 dudes.
And
4
they're getting in
dudes.
trouble? Are they getting in trouble?
Oh, they're getting in trouble. Yeah, I sent you that NBC article, that whatever Pee Wee Hockey Association of Pennsylvania, whatever they call themselves, said there will be repercussions for the coaches and the players. Now,
Why?
now
Why? If you're in the crowd and you're watching this game, are you not just loving this?
no, because
Well,
we're
this is
not
the best
teaching our
this
kids
is
like
the
I
best
know hockey.
halftime ever.
No, we can't be having this, Nick. We can't be having this. Is
It'd
it
be
entertaining?
hilarious.
Is it entertaining for the fans? Absolutely. But like fighting is a part of hockey, but it cannot be just fighting. Like, these are kids. These kids do not need to be taught at the age of 7 and 8 years old to just drop the gloves and just start punching each other.
It
No.
was all like the best thing, like at football half times, is when the mascots play the kids, right?
Yeah.
And the mascots just straight stiff arm the 8-year-olds
Oh,
into
yeah.
the ground.
Yeah. But
Like,
they're
this
actually
is kind of
playing a
this.
game of football. They're playing a game of football. They're not just out there.
Hockey's fights. There's fights in hockey.
This isn't SummerSlam where they're out there giving them the rock bottom on the ice here. Like, no, like play the hockey, and if there's a fight occurs naturally, it occurs naturally. We're not
So
just
why
out here fighting.
we got a Val disciplinary action? Did nobody get hurt?
Well,
Bunch
they
of
couldn't
kids
get, like,
having fun.
they were all
Bunch
wearing
of
those
kids.
helmets with, like, when they were punching each other, they were wearing those helmets with the cage masks on. So, like, they were basically hitting metal. Like, I'm trying to punch you in the face on a full-on face guard. So it was kind of dumb. To me, it was all dumb. Was it entertaining? Yes, because little kids just
That's the whole
ran
point of it.
over.
That's the whole point of it.
But you shouldn't be teaching little kids. This is not hockey.
Oh my
It's
God.
not
It was all
hockey.
in good fun. They weren't saying go on the street and start beating
All
up
right,
random people.
what if little Johnny did get hurt? What happens if somebody did get hurt?
Well, then you got a different issue, but I don't think anybody did. So, like, get off your high horse, Pennsylvania,
No,
whatever
no,
group you are. You
no.
don't need to do disciplinary action. Let the 8-year-olds have fun. Let the people in the crowd enjoy it. I mean, you can't tell me you didn't enjoy watching the video.
It was hilarious.
There you go.
But we cannot be using kids fighting as our forms of entertainment as grown adults.
People just need to relax.
This is not like it's not WrestleMania 62 out there. Like,
Just
this is
relax.
hockey. This is hockey.
Bunch of kids having fun.
Until little Johnny breaks his jaw because big fat goalie runs in with his full on gear, just spears you into the boards.
What, cuts his hand off with his skate?
This reminds me, what was that scene? What was that scene in Mighty Ducks 2 where you do the sticks, glove, and then you pull the shirt off the opponent, and then you start beating the crap out of them?
Yeah,
Sticks,
they didn't
glove,
even go that
or
far. They didn't even go that far.
sticks,
So
glove.
no disciplinary action needed.
Fulton Reed wasn't out there.
One thing we forgot to talk about was just Chicago State up 2 with a 1/10 of a second left, and they call a timeout, get a technical, give
With the ball.
Stonehill 2 free
Up-
throws, and they end
up
up losing the
to-
game.
Up to with the ball, 1/10 of a second left. On the video, it was not clear who called the timeout. Did it come from the bench?
I'm not sure, but I think it was one of the players.
Also, if you're the coach, you just say, "Son, just throw the ball straight up in the air.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Throw it up in the air."
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You just throw it straight to midcourt as high as you possibly can throw
All
it.
you gotta do.
Let that, or just throw it off somebody. There's a lot
All
of
you
things
gotta
you can do
I would
with a
just
1/10 of a second.
roll the ball on the floor. Just roll
Yeah.
it out there. Just
I
roll
mean,
it to the
yeah, they
opponent.
can't get a shot off.
If the ball's on the floor, if you just rolled the ball out there, they can't pick it up off the floor and shoot
No,
it.
like, just
Just roll the ball. Called the
I mean,
timeout. That's
yeah,
that.
just a brutal, brutal way to lose. They ended up losing by 3. I don't
Was this like, were they throwing the game? Was this some point
I don't
shaving?
know. Maybe, but I mean, yeah, just get the ball in here, and I guess before we wrap, we didn't do this last week, but the women's basketball team at the University of Louisville is playing some good basketball right now,
They're playing some
and
great basketball right now.
put it on Pitt yesterday. Um, Coach Walls got his 500th win against Virginia Tech last Sunday, and
Yes.
I saw Coach Walls on Sunday and offered him my congratulations, told him it was big time. He completely ignored me congratulating him and asked me when the Bengals play this weekend. And I told him we had a bye, and yeah, I'm
That's
just
what he
glad I don't have to
does.
watch that defense.
That's what he does, yep. I saw Coach Walls in the elevator before the game yesterday, and I told the elevator attendant to make him take the stairs. But,
Well, dude, speaking of the elevator attendant, like, normally the nicest people ever at KFC Yum Center,
yeah,
right?
great people, yeah.
Leaving the game yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and I went up and saw the fam, so I'm leaving, and a lot of the staff is leaving at the same time.
Yeah.
Couple assistants are already on the elevator, and then another assistant is coming with a couple kids to get on, and the kid actually has the arm through the elevator to get on. And the flight attendant was like, "No more," or not the elevator attendant, "No more people." And, like, we're like, the dude, his arm is in the elevator, and it's another coach, and doesn't even turn around, just yelling, "No more people! No more people!" And, like, it was not the greatest,
Oh, no.
situation.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yikes, but nope, top 10, Louisville women's basketball, number 9 in the polls, today, so top 10. They've got, a really tough week coming up. Uh,
got Notre Dame on
on the
Thursday.
road at Notre Dame on Thursday at 6 o'clock, and then on the road at NC State on Sunday. So this team will be tested, and then they've got the California trip looming at the end of the month where they'll go out and play Stanford and Cal, which is always tough to do. So, if they get through this stretch, they're probably I mean, right now, they're the favorites to win the ACC. But if they
Yeah,
can get through this tough stretch this week and come out with a couple victories, they're looking really good at hosting some NCAA tournament games for the first time in 3-4 years.
since 22. Yeah,
Yeah,
and looked like Notre Dame might be down a little bit, and then they put
they
a 30-piece on North Carolina yesterday. So
they sure did.
they're getting right at about the same time. Hannah Hidalgo, we know how good she is.
Yeah,
No, it will be a good test, but I think this team's up to it. I think they're as deep as they've been in a really long time, and
absolutely.
Amari Berry has been incredible the last month.
Yes.
Um, they're just Elif didn't play on Sunday, but she's been
It's been
exceptional.
outstanding.
I mean,
Outstanding. The growth
it's
the growth of both Barry and Ela from what they were a year ago, the
and
confidence and just the growth of those 2 and the level of play that they're playing at right now has just been absolutely phenomenal. Then you add the pieces of Ziegler and Scott and Skylar Jones from the transfer portal, all 3 of them
yeah,
major contributors. Like this team, the chemistry on this team seems to be really, really good. They're all playing together, playing for each other, playing with confidence, and this is a team that Coach Walls can coach. He can be
no,
old Coach Walls again, and he seems to be enjoying it. The players are enjoying it, and
yeah.
this is when Louisville women's basketball has been at its best. It's been with teams that look like this.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if they've ever had front court depth like they have right now.
Yeah,
Like, just a lot. Putra's getting some good minutes. Grace has played well when she gets in
Grace is
there,
going to
and
be. I think when it's all said and done, Grace is going to be a
but
fantastic player.
really, really excited to see what this team's going to do this year. And like you said, we will learn a lot this week. And but I'm excited for it. And
Yeah,
if you haven't got out to the KFC Yum Center to watch this team, get out there and watch them.
do it.
And
You won't
oh,
regret it, and you'll want to come back.
yep. So this is our longest pod. We I think we need to stop. We're at already close to an hour and a half.
See, this is
There's
what
no
happens
way
when
anybody's listened this long.
we cut our pods from 2 a week to 1 a week. We got a lot talking about.
We do. We do. So we got to figure out when are we going to come back next
Tuesday?
week?
We gotta do Tuesday, right?
You want to do Tuesday night after the championship game?
Yeah, we gotta go Tuesday. Maybe we'll get a "What Would Joe Ziegler Do" segment potentially
We
coming up soon.
all these segments, like Juice's Lunch Pail, the Carl trivia, the Joe what would Joe do? Like, we gotta make these a regular thing, get
Gotta
more
get
people involved,
what would Joe do would be a good one. We gotta get Joe Ziegler on here.
so but if you hung with us this long, I apologize that you listened to us for 90 minutes. We hope you enjoyed a little bit of it, but we will be back next Tuesday to break down what could potentially be the Indiana Hoosiers' first college football national championship, which is just an incredible thing that I never thought I would say.
Let's go Hoosiers.
I mean, remember they just started randomly wearing 3 different helmets to try to make themselves just
Mhm.
at least noticeable in the
Yep.
college football game,
Yep.
and they weren't even good helmets.
Oh, the candy stripe chrome was fantastic.
They weren't even that good at
The candy
helmets,
stripe chrome was good.
but we'll let you get out of here on that one. For the 6'6" Neil, I'm the 4'10" Nick. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. What else is there? Amazon. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, however you listen to podcasts. You can watch this on YouTube or Spotify. But I think that's enough for today. You've been listening to Height Differential. We will talk to you next Tuesday after the national championship.
Give it to me.
Uh-oh. You freeze? You dead. Oh, you back? Oh, he's back.
You left.
You're back from the dead.
You left, bro.
No, bro. You were frozen. You got icicle over there.